button. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Tuesday Rehearsals. This is John from Rock Branded. I'm here today with Matt Welsh, who has just released a new album called The Awakening. I'm really psyched to have you on the show today, Matt. Just a little backstory. I've been watching you doing this whole process for the better part of 2.5 to 3 years now. So you're kind of like my ideal person to interview, because I think that what you're doing and where you're at is where I want anyone who's a part of the Tuesday Rehearsals podcast to kind of start shifting their way. So it's like, so I'm really psyched to interview you, to hear about your process and hear about what it is you're doing and just your whole quote unquote package that you have going on. So welcome aboard.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, John. And thanks for following the journey, because it really is a journey. It's been an evolution. It's hard to say I've actually arrived, but right now, like, we're 3 songs out of 7. We're doing a song per month. So the third one was just released. And I'm really excited about this music video I just did for the second one on the record. That's cool. Something we can talk about a little bit, but I've been working with Alex from Marketers Delight on a bunch of web design stuff, and
Sure.
Melanie Harrington with Stardust Graphics on like the product graphics and print on demand store, so that me as a musician and artist, I can have my own merchandise. So doing that all like totally independent that's been the journey, like figuring that out and putting in the time and the work. Right. So I'm happy to share whatever it is I can about that you think could help your viewers. And
Sure. Well, like I said, it's just you're kind of you're not dealing with a label or anything like that. You're just releasing all this stuff on your own, and it seems to be like you are you're kind of the grandmaster over everything. You're like just kind of like, all right, well, I need a graphic design done, so let me talk to Stardust, who I can highly recommend too, by the way, as you all know. She does all of our graphics as well. But I like the whole, it's a new way of looking at the music business. Rather than like leaving the control to someone else, you're taking control of everything yourself and creating yourself a nice little community rather than quote unquote a fan base, really. And I admire that. And I think that's what's where the future of music is going. It's more about, building a community with people rather than it is about really like an audience / performer relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like the day of the rock star is pretty much dead,
Yeah.
But what's rare these days is authenticity, and like, it's not just talent, like it's having heart, and like really clearly showing up and demonstrating that. And that's what's going to build your tribe, your community. So you're spot on with that. And what I've heard and what I'm hearing more of is the NMI or the NME, which is referred to as the new music industry or the new music economy.
Right.
So there's a lot of experts now that are teaching, what's working as independent artists, trying to make it on the internet. What's interesting is that, like 5 years from now, a lot of people will have caught on to that, and it's becoming big now. But I kind of have been around this stuff since 2011. Like that's really when my journey took place with taking music into my own hands. Like I've been doing music since I was 15, since my pops got me into music with classic rock, and started off in some punk bands, moved up to alternative rock, punk rock. Every one of those bands, I was kind of looking to get picked up. I was waiting for that person out there, with the record label, the management, even the high level booking agents to pick me up, pick my band up, and then we were going to make it, and it was all about touring and getting out there and play. And my approach these days is the complete opposite. Like my approach is to focus on, building my community and tribe on the internet, like first and foremost,
Right.
But I've been around this stuff for a while, even before like people were really taking online marketing and merging it with music as a niche or a niche, whatever. Like I've been learning about this stuff for a while. So it feels good to finally just be doing it, and executing and putting together the tools and the software and the branding, the marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really cool too, because and we say niche in this house, young man. So
You niche.
the um, but well that I think it's really important for artists to realize that like you said, the days of the rock star are done, and I think a lot of people still think that they're going to get seen by somebody in a bar who's going to sign them to a label, and it just really doesn't work that way. It hasn't worked that way for about 20, 25 years, but I see a lot of people still kind of stuck in that same model. And like I had a video like a couple months back that did pretty well. And I talked about, I picked up on a lot of the stuff from hip hop. Like hip hop is very much about like, all right, yeah, I made 1,000 mixtapes. I went to all these different people. I knocked on studio doors. It's more, you got to really put the rubber to the road and like really get out there and do a lot of the stuff yourself. And I think it's more satisfying, and I think it's more beneficial to musicians now as well. You're almost better off selling 20,000 copies on your own than you are selling 20 million copies with the record label, because the record label is just going to kind of hose you and take over so much, and they can kind of control how much people hear you and know you. And I think that's where I think that's where this industry is going. I think it's, and it's been going that way a long time. I don't think this is a new wave that we're riding here. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's exciting. Like certainly, I don't dog any of the former like music industry, like just, I don't know, the way it was like I'm open to record labels, to management, to booking agents. Like if they wanted to approach me and say, hey, I really like what you're doing, I see you put in a lot of work, I love the brand, the sound, like here's my offer, like I would be open to it,
Right.
but as I've learned through failing on my face many times, in life and business and bands falling apart, is that like if you don't build your own foundation, if you don't build your own infrastructure that you own and control, then you're always vulnerable to whatever you build on top of that just crumbling.
Right. Right.
Like
So.
you always have something to fall back on. So that's what I've been building. And
That,
another
that
thing. Oh, go on.
that's important, because I think what happened a lot of times in the old industry is like the artist didn't have any leverage whatsoever. And this way, it's like you have a lot more leverage going into the meeting rather than just being like, yeah, I got my guitar and I got 12 songs. And it's like, they're just going to walk all over you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I like taking the power back in the artist's hands. And I like that's what the internet has helped all of us do,
It has. And it gives me the ability to speak my truth, to say what I really want to say, even if it's against like a mainstream narrative, or what people would really want, being out there in terms of information, that could actually empower people.
Right. So, and that's another thing I noticed about you as well, because your whole message is about empowerment. It's about, you could explain it better than I can, but because you're in that realm. And why don't you just kind of why don't you talk about the whole awakening experience just outside of the music?
Yeah, I
Keep it
know.
quick though. We only got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But,
Well, without going down the rabbit hole, it's like, if I could sum up what's happening now in 2020 in one word, like, what would that be for you? Like, uh,
uh, I guess it would probably, yeah, it would, all right. Do you know how if I wish I knew how to speak Chinese, because the Chinese word for opportunity is the same word it is for crisis. And it's like, I think that word would perfectly like suit 2020, because it's like, there's a ton of crisis going on and there's a ton of opportunity right now too. And where we go as a species is, I think, up to us. And it's like, I think this is our time to really make that decision, and all of us at once put our best foot forward. And that's what I'm hoping we do. So
I like it. That's a great word to sum up what's happening.
Right.
And for me, that one word would be awakening.
Right.
And like when I wrote this record, like it took 5 years to put together, and I finally recorded it in August of 2017. So
Mhm.
I mean, really, this music is the soundtrack to my awakening, to realizing who I am and why I'm here and what I'm supposed to do in this lifetime. And in order to realize those things, you have to, like, that's a lot of that's internal, but part of that reality is like the external, you know, it's outside of my mind and my thoughts and my awareness, you know.
Right.
And the more I learned about the external and the things I can't control, um, I learned a lot of things that were deeply disturbing and
Mhm.
unsettling, and it was a painful process to go through in some ways. Some people call it the rabbit hole. I went down and I got lost, and I found my way back home.
Mhm.
You know, and that's actually a new song that I'm recording in the first week of August called "The Rabbit Hole" because that's what the awakening is about, right? It's like
Right. Yeah.
you go down, you get lost, you know, it's a tough spot, but the goal is to find your way back home, and you got to pull yourself out of this shit
Right.
and again come back to, okay, well, this is who I am.
Yeah.
No smoke and mirrors, no illusions. This is me, 100% authentic, true to my values, my passions, my purpose, and that my purpose, like, and this is my purpose, and I'm going to do that and live it, you know.
Right.
So that's what the awakening's about. And my whole brand is the whole message brand, the whole thing is built around, like, basically what my life purpose is, and that's distinct to me. But my life purpose is to embody what it means to be love and be myself,
Mhm.
and in doing so, hopefully empower and inspire, teach others what that means, you know,
Right.
as I figure it out and lead by that example, to share that and be that beacon of, like, okay, this is an example of what that means, you know, and help others step into that for themselves. You know, I feel like that's it. Be love and be you, you know, is kind of like all anyone, like, forget all the books, the courses, like, dude, life is about experience. Like, we're here to live it and to make mistakes and fail forward and learn. And
Right.
as long as we have in the back of our minds and in our hearts that, you know what, I don't need to know how I'm going to get there. All I know is that I'm showing up every day, and I'm going to be love and be myself the best that I know how at every moment, you know. And when you have that as a base mindset for your reality, it's like everything falls into place, from money to relationships to the contacts, the tools, the ideas. It's all just going to come. It's going to come to you naturally, you know.
Nice. Yeah. No, I've felt the same way about the podcast. Like I've been, I mean, I've been a musician since I was like 14 years old. We're talking like about 35 years now. I've been playing either guitar, drums, and different bands and whatnot. And when the internet came along, I knew it was going to open up a whole bunch of opportunity for me. And I never thought I'd do a podcast, but it's like, it's probably one of the most fulfilling things. I encourage everybody to do it. And it's that shift has been happening to me. And you and I have been chit chatting back and forth just because of Melanie. And I mean, um, it's helped influence and helped bolster the fact that it's like, you know what, you're right. I have to be love and be myself first, and then everything else will just fall into place. It's like I can't. This isn't coming into my life right now because I'm not ready to receive it. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to like put the work in to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
now it's like I'm doing it. I'm doing it every week, and this is like I said, it's been super fulfilling. Everyone seems to be really receptive to it, and I'm pretty psyched about all of it. So, and I'm psyched about your record too. I remember it was like he dropped his first uh, music video on my birthday, my 50th birthday. So
That's
it was like
amazing.
it was just kind of like one of those, like, you know, planets align type of moments where it's like, oh, you know, we've all been working up for this our whole life, you know. But and but yeah, so it's like I really like your message. I hadn't heard I heard all about your message before I had ever heard any of the music, really, you know. So when I heard the music, I was pleasantly surprised because I really just I thought it was going to be some sort of like very ethereal. I didn't think you were a rock guy, and I'm like, wow, this guy's got like, you have so many different ways that people can kind of learn about you and consume your stuff. You know what I mean? Because some people might be like, oh, I really like this song. Let me look in. And then it's like, you got all this other stuff, like you're teaching. And I think it's really, really great. And I like how you've integrated all this into uh, one really neat little package. So,
Oh,
yeah.
thanks, John.
No problem, man. So, and hats off, because I know it's a lot of hard work. Like people see this stuff on this, oh, that's easy. Anybody could just, put images on a T-shirt and stuff, and it's not. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's like a real pain in the ass, and it's a lot of hard work. And it's just anyone out there undertaking any of this stuff, be prepared to get your hands dirty.
Yeah, to say the least. It's taken a long time to come around. You know. But
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I think I kind of like without going too much down the rabbit hole, I think that kind of sums up what I'm doing. Like, is that's the message. Like the whole website, is based off of that. Like it's all the words spelled out: BLUVNBU, no spaces, no funny business.
right. So yeah, so it's BLUVNBU.com, correct?
Yes, and that's where you can get the record. That's where you can check out the new music video. Subscribe to the email list. Check out
Very
the
good.
blog, all that good stuff. The merchandise.
Cool. Cool.
Um,
And on what date has the music video been released yet, or is it going to be released?
Yeah, so that was released.
Okay.
For the second song, Responsible, we're doing one song per month, and right now the third song is out too. So I'm doing a lyric video every month,
Okay.
and what I'm on track to do is a like official music video for each song, in addition to the lyric video.
Oh, Jesus, really?
I
Oh
know,
my
I know,
God.
I know. It's intense, but it feels right the way it's coming together.
Right.
It feels like it's just part of the package, like it's not like it's expected on a music industry level. It's just part of me like telling the story.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like it's how you're doing things. You know what I mean? This is your process and stuff. I mean, someone may you may inspire someone else to go out and do the same thing. Like, oh shit, I got 12 songs. Oh shit, they're all in the. I could do this. I could do that. And that's. I mean, that's really what this podcast is all about. I think that's what your message is all about, and that's why I'm so psyched to have you on. Just so you know, you're going to be the first guest. It's like, and it's just because of these reasons, because I think that more musicians need to like take control, like you've taken control, and just build this community like you've built, so that's
Yeah.
just my personal opinion.
Oh,
I
that's
think it's the
exciting.
right thing to do. So,
Okay.
you
That's
know,
exciting.
yeah. So it's like, and it's I'm happy to promote your website. I'm happy to promote the songs and everything. I want everybody to go check out the new song and the new video. And is there any way people can sign up to get notified for when the third video comes out in August?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've just done a pretty sweet job. I mean, if you want, I could screen share it and walk you through the website. Would that be interesting
Sure.
to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Do it right here. Yeah.
All right. If I click share screen, so you would have to enable it for me to do that. It's up to you if you want
Okay.
to.
Oh God. Okay. So.
Yeah, but while you're working on that, I guess I can just elaborate a bit further.
Okay.
So
How do
yeah,
Yeah, no, go ahead and elaborate. So I don't know how
okay.
to share the screen. That's the problem. So
If you go to participants and then
yeah, I got it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And what do I got? Just I'm in participants right now.
and then if you click the name, it'll allow you to share the screen.
Okay. Oh, I got you.
Maybe. I think that's how you do it.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, like make you a host?
You could do that. That could work too.
All right.
I'll hand it right back to you.
All right. No problem. All right, cool. All right, my friend, the platform's yours.
Okay, sweet. So, all right, this is not my computer, so wish me luck. All
Yeah,
right,
be
so
careful. Careful what kind of shit you put up. This is a family podcast.
yeah. So, we go to BLUVNBU.com. This is all a self-hosted WordPress website.
Right.
So this is what I recommend for everyone. There's a lot of great solutions out there. I've used just about all of them. Squarespace, Wix. They're good for someone who's getting started. If
Right.
you're really serious about your business and brand, you need to buy your domain name on namecheap.com, then host that domain on SiteGround, and then install WordPress.org. It's free. WordPress is basically, it's a content management system that allows you to build a website on your domain name. So you download that for free. I mean, it's all pretty cheap to set this stuff up, and then
And it's really easy too. I use WordPress as well, and even though I'm definitely not a technical guy, I find it really really easy and user friendly to use for all your websites and stuff. So.
oh yeah, totally. Uh, so that's the deal. But if you go to the site, you can get the record for $7. You can watch the new music video right here
Beautiful.
on YouTube. And so diving into the record, it's a 7-song track list.
Sure.
So we'll just go check out all the tracks. Me and Alex, this is his theme. Like I got to update that. Basically, you can have a theme on WordPress.
Right.
There's a lot of folks competing to do that. Elementor, Divi, different strokes for different folks. I go with Marketer's Delight just because Alex we call him Man Genius.
Right.
Because his last name is Man Genius. We call him Man Genius. But he's basically
The man genius behind all of this, behind the theme.
Yeah, he's been building WordPress sites since he was in high school. He sold his first site for like 20 grand or something before he even graduated high school.
Oh wow! Oh nice.
Yeah, man, he's been doing this for a while, and so we're really stoked about this page because it's just BLUVNBU.com/awakening, and we got all the tracks listed out, what day they were released. You can download the record, but just to basically cover in a nutshell why I feel like what I'm doing is it's very different from what most musicians are doing.
Right.
And it may have only been done. I have one friend that's done something similar. He's out in San Diego. He produces like electronic dance music type of stuff.
Right.
So I've modeled this first record for this project, off of the 7 chakras, which are basically it's a way of understanding the human body and energy.
Right.
So if you were looking at if you're visualizing your spine, like from the base of your spine to the crown of your head, there's these different a chakra just means a spinning wheel. So there's different spinning energies within your body that pertain to major organs and bodily functions.
Right.
And so for example, the root chakra is all about survival, grounding, you know what I mean? Like food, clothing, like the basic needs, right? Like
Right.
it's that primal, it's the foundation of our being, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's the body, right?
What makes us get up in the morning and makes us sleep at night type of thing. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the first song is all about that. Like it's the awakening. When you listen from start to finish, it paints the picture of like starting at that root, that base place of where it's not balanced, because the key with the energies is to balance them, right? So like
Right.
you want to have money, you want to have your clothing and shelter and basic needs provided for, and your health to be in good shape. So that the song starts, and I'm sick and tired, and everything's falling apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like it takes you from that journey of like, I'm stuck in this place, but now I want to get to that place of my highest potential of happiness, health, and wealth.
Right.
So each song is basically a story of how I've struggled with each of these distinct energies within my being, within like reality. Like
Okay.
briefly, going through like the sacral chakra, which is interesting because that's responsible, and it's most often identified with the color orange, which is the color of your brand.
I know, right? Yeah.
So the timing of that's like super cool, but this is all about sexuality and creativity,
Right. So, hey, that's right in Tuesday Rehearsals wheelhouse. Trust me.
Yeah.
So,
So
perfect.
artistic expression, creativity, that energy, harnessing that. This song was just released too, called Power. Uh, let's see that, that's all about your solar plexus, your power center, taking your power back, and
Right.
that song is all about letting go of what does not serve you with love. Like I love myself, so I'm going to do what's good for me, and having the confidence to just do that.
Right. So, yeah, trust me, I've been there very recently too. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And we can go through each song, but why is about the heart, listen is about speaking your truth, the throat chakra expression.
hmm
One is all about the third eye.
Right.
The third eye it has a lot to do with perspective in terms of unity consciousness. Like, all right, I'm waking up every day, working hard. For me, I want to have this money. I want to live my life. This is really where like you start transitioning it's about me and okay selfish needs to now being a bit more selfless. Like you have the means, the understanding, the capacity to think and work beyond your own means,
Right.
to be of
Yes.
service to yourself, to you, to humanity. That's where we start thinking about that.
Right. Because I mean, the thing is, you really have to get yourself placed first. I always use the analogy: if I was at a higher level on a cliff than you were, let me get myself right first, and then I'll help you up. If I
Hmm.
stop to help you up, then we're both gonna. But let me get myself planted first, and then I can help you up. So
Yeah, it's so true.
uh,
you know
it's. I mean, it amazes me how many people don't understand that first. You know what I mean? So many people from want to. I mean, and it comes from a good place. I think people just naturally want to help people, but I see people sometimes it's like you kind of straighten your own shit out first before you go like trying to help someone else out. You're gonna fuck up two houses now. So
It's so true. And I think it's about balance really, because I've been there, I'm sure we've all been there. Like, but part of the journey of really being a master teacher
mhm.
is always being a student and acknowledging that we've never arrived. We're not perfect. We're still making mistakes. We're still learning, you
Right,
know.
yeah,
I can guarantee you almost everyone is in some place where they can teach someone else, you
right,
know. Like there's a willing student that needs to know, they need to know what you know, and they're seeking it, and they want to learn, right? And they're open to it, right? And
right,
everyone's in a place where they can be a position to teach someone like that,
right. Cool, cool.
right? But it's about just doing it and not trying to arrive and be the master. Okay, now I'm ready to teach,
Right,
right? And it's also about acknowledging that even to your students and yourself, like, hey, I'm not perfect. Like, this is what I'm good at. This is what I can help you with. I'm still working on this. You
right.
know what I mean? So it's having that balance.
And just being a teacher, teaching anyone anything, you learn. I think you learn more because you're like, oh wow, this didn't come naturally to everybody. Like this part of the whole process was so easy for me. How is it not easy for everyone else? And then you're like, it opens you up to like, wow, that's something that people really struggle with, or like, wow, that came so easy to him. It took me months to figure out that chord progression, or whatever,
Hmm. Hmm.
and some people it just comes pretty naturally to them. So, but yeah, it's I really enjoy involving other people in the experience. That's probably like my most favorite thing that I can do, and seeing them enjoy it as well and appreciate it. So,
Oh yeah, man. Wow, it's a beautiful thing.
so
So
let me ask you real quick before we wrap it up. What is are you, do you guys are you planning on playing live anytime soon, or are you gonna have like any kind of events coming up that you need to talk about? I know it's a crazy time with the coronavirus still kind of keeping everybody on lockdown, but
yeah.
what's going on with the future of BLUVNBU and Matt Welsh?
Well, hey, I'm pretty open, but right now my absolute priority is building out the foundation and reaching people on the internet. So I'll be doing, hopefully setting up a lot more interviews like this and just sharing, what's happening, what I'm working on, how I think it can help some folks. I'm working on putting together a class. That's something I'm really excited about.
Nice.
Maybe just like a 30-minute class, that
hmm
that really gives the rundown on what I'm doing, and then offers the solution, which is like the music and the book that I've written and all the merchandise, like all the stuff I have as a solution to what I think is happening. And, so that's kind of next. But performing is, it's exciting, and I guess to kind of wrap this up, there's a story I do want to share that, I thought about. So like a few weeks ago, I was at Guitar Center. I was getting a couple cymbals for this new record that I'm doing. And there was a family that came in, looked like husband, wife, young son and daughter,
Mhm.
and they came into the drum department. They were looking at electronic drum sets when I was like thrashing on these cymbals and trying them out with a full drum kit. And, I could tell they're like, "Ooh, wow, this is cool." They ended up buying the drum set. And then at the checkout, I saw them I was leaving the store, and they came up and they were like, are you like a professional musician? I was like, yeah, and I gave them my cards and, to this website actually.
Right.
um, but just like the excitement that I saw on the little boy's face, just like it took me back to where I was when I got started,
Yeah.
like at 15, like taking drum lessons, like just getting into music, saying, wow, like who cares if I'm not cool enough or if I don't think I'm smart enough or anything to be doing this. I'm doing it and it's actually working, and like all I want so bad is just be able to play, I just want to
Right.
be able to play that beat and like play a song from start to finish. And it's been a long time since I've been in that mindset. I mean, let's be real. Like it's been since 15. I'll be 30 in October. It's been almost 15 years. And
After your life. Yeah. So,
yeah. So I've been looking at music as like, okay, like this isn't just a hobby for me, right? This is my passion. This is my dream. This is my vehicle to share my truth.
right.
Everything I've learned, the lessons, the experience, the wisdom that I want to share. This is it, So I've committed to it for 15 years, and like sometimes you lose sight of like why you're doing it, because
Right.
you're looking for the agent, you're looking for the record label or the manager. You're trying to make the sale so you can survive. Like, and I trust me, I've been in all those places over the past 15 years. And like that experience a few weeks ago in Guitar Center took me back, man. It took me back to that place where I was just like, man, forget all this stuff. I just want to play music.
Right. Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's all I want to do, man. I just want to play music. If I could do that every day, a new show, a different city, that's what I've always wanted to do in my life. And you know what? The reason I'm doing all this stuff and taking this responsibility, man, is so that I can arrive at that without having to hold anyone's hand or
Right.
take any handouts. I'm doing this because like I want it that bad. I just
Right.
want to be able to play music. I want it that bad every day. So
That's
um,
awesome.
I had to
That's
share that.
fuck yeah. No, I love shit like that. It's like, you need moments like that to kind of like ground you again. It's because you, like you said, you get lost in so much stuff. It's like even myself, I love playing and everything, but it's like, oh god damn, it's like, do I really have to like, you know, I have all these tracks that I've started and stuff. I got about 42 tracks saved on my computer that all have to be combined and edited and added to and whatnot.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm just like, I'm not in the mood today, so I just don't, and it's like, but it's fun. And it's, I, I need a moment where I get back to, someone like bringing me back to like, dude, remember that first time you heard I can't get no satisfaction? You were like 7 years old, and you were
Yeah.
like, what music is what I want to do with my life, and it's I have moments. There's always something. There's always some sort of little sign that you get from somebody that'll just be like, all right, here you go. This is what you need right now. You're not feeling like doing it. Remember that 7-year-old kid. Take care of that 7-year-old kid back in 1977. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, so very good. So, well, listen, so we keep it like around 30 minutes. So I'm just going to wrap things up right now, but I wanted to thank you for coming on. I'm really psyched to be posting this episode. I'll let you know when it actually posts. It's probably going to be in the next week or so. And, I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, I was so psyched to get you on just because you're like my ideal Tuesday rehearsaler, if you will. You know what I mean? It's like, this is, what you're doing is something that I want everyone who listens and anyone who's on to try and do. So one last time, tell everybody where they can get the CD and get to know you better. One last time.
Yeah, sure thing, guys. So just go to BLUVNBU.com. check out the new music video. You can grab the record, grab some merch, and your support goes a long way. Thanks for tuning in, being a part of Tuesday Rehearsals, and thank you, John, so much for having me.
No, for nothing, man. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate that. That was beautiful. I'm gonna make clips out of that for days. All right.